Hello, good evening. How are you today? How was Sunday? How was your church service? Oh, we thank God for a wonderful day in the presence of the Most High God. Thank God for keeping us to this very day. Thank God for watching over us. Thank God that we are seeing another October, which is also going to an end. We just want to glorify the name of the Most High God. We just want to thank Him for who He is and for exactly what He's doing in our lives. I just want to appreciate all my families and friends. I want to say a big thank you to every one of you. I say thank you. I want to appreciate my wonderful husband, Reverend Olurotimi. I just want to say thank you. The Lord bless you. The Lord will increase you. I want to appreciate my wonderful children. I want to say a big thank you to Mayo Dele, Mayo Depupo, Mayo Mikun, Mayo Midola. I just want to appreciate everyone. And to all my families out there, I want to appreciate you all. And to all my friends, I just want to say a big thank you for all the feedback that I get from you every time. I can't take that for granted, because without you giving me some feedback, sometimes I will actually think, oh, are there people listening to it? Is it benefiting anyone? Is there maybe I'm not even motivated? That sometimes you just think, oh, maybe people are not even really listening to it, or it's not impacting lives. But I just want to say thank you all there for all the testimonies you share with me, even for telling me that it's impacting lives. Some people have shared their testimonies. Some people have said lots of different things. And I just thank God. It's not about me, but it's about the Almighty God. So I'm just appreciating God for what God is doing in our midst. And I'm just saying, thank you, Lord, for giving us that benefit, for us to be able to be present, to be able to be part of this program. So I welcome everybody to this talk show. I say thank you all. And as we're watching, I just want every one of us to share with our friends. Like I usually say, that we might be saving a marriage as they're watching it. So we're all still learning together. So it's not about one giving out to you or one saying, oh, you should do it this way in your own marriage. Everybody knows the way it actually works in your home. But what we're doing is that we're only just encouraging and we're sharing notes. So we are open to any advice. If you want to give us an advice, an opinion, we're open to that. You can send me a private message. But as part of what we're saying today, you can actually contribute some comments. I can read out your comments to know and share it with other people. So we're still learning. I myself, I'm still learning. So it's not about maybe anybody knows it. We're only just comparing our notes, and we just want to appreciate the Almighty God for giving us the privilege to be able to be here this evening. I just say thank you to the Almighty God, and I appreciate all you, my friends and families, for always watching and for the feedback. I say thank you. So today's topic, what we're going to be talking about, is that we're talking about what kind of help are you? What kind of a helper are you? What do we mean by that? When we hear the word help, sometimes it goes straight, because the one and only one that can really help all of us, both men and women, is God Almighty. Because it's God that can actually be our help, that cannot disappoint us. It's God that is always there for us. But I know God is there for us, is helping us to do everything. But we as spouse, what are we doing to help one another? I will just take us to the Genesis in the Bible. When God created Adam, God saw that it is not good for a man to be alone. And He said, let us create a woman and that's when God created women. And God took the ribs from the men so that we can actually complete the men. So that is why we women, we need to help the men. Also, the men need to help us too. So it's not just about with the women alone helping the men. So that's why I'm saying, what kind of helper are you? So that is why I'm actually saying that. So when we hear that, we just know, fine, it's always good for the women to help the men. And I will just say that. So that means that it is mandatory for us women to be a good helper to our husbands. So it is not that if you want your husband to have that potential that God has actually created him for him to achieve that potential, we need to be a good helper to our men. And also the vice versa too. Women, there are some men there there are some potentials in women that men, you need to help the women to achieve this potential. What are you doing to your spouse? Are you the kind of person that actually gives a negative thought? Maybe your husband or your wife is actually afraid to talk to you. And maybe there's something that if something happens at work, your husband or let's just say your spouse would rather prefer to talk to an outsider before coming home. Are we that kind of a spouse? Why is it that we're so tensed up that our spouse cannot actually talk to us? What are we doing that is wrong that we need to really calm down? We need to calm down. We need to be friendly. Like I keep saying something that we don't need to be tensed up. A marriage is meant to be something that is an agreement between both of you. We are meant to relax. We're meant to be friendly. We're meant to. You don't need to tense up when you're talking to your wife. You don't need to tense up when you're talking to your husband. We need to relax and be playful. When you're at home, you're not at work. So you need to be playful. You need to relax. So, and there's some issues that some men, you said, oh, the women are not helping you. The women are not. But the truth about it is that the women don't even know how much you're actually getting. Your income is just your income. So how does she want to help you? Because she does not know even when she need to step in to help you. Because everything, it's all about, oh, I'm doing this separately, I'm doing this. And the woman will just assume that you have enough. So she's going to be asking you, even though you can't afford it. But she doesn't know. So we need to come out, we need to communicate with one another. We need to let the woman know that this is actually the amount we are expecting. So let's work on our budget. So don't let's believe that, oh, I can just do everything. I can just do the budget on my head. I can actually work it out. And you just realize that women will just say, okay, since that's fine. You want to do it alone yourself. So do it your own way. So if we don't communicate with our spouse, if we don't let our spouse know exactly what we're expecting at the end of the month, or maybe it's weekly, that you actually get paid, you don't let them know what is actually coming in. So they will not be able to know when to step out, when to step in and help you. And also, there are some women out there that your husbands, they're actually building houses and you are building your wardrobe. Is that meant to be? Are you not meant to come together to work together? And also, it's vice versa too. That's why I said we need to do things together. You know exactly what works for you in your house. So nobody's actually telling you this is the way you've been doing it. We're only just giving a suggestion. So it's not even an advice. It's just a suggestion. And the suggestion is, oh, if you like it, it works in your home, you actually take it on board. So what about there's also some women that they're actually building houses and they're not even telling their husband. And the husband might even hear from a third party. Do you think that kind of a man is going to trust you with anything? So that is why today's topic is not about anyone in particular. When you hear that, what kind of helper are you? We're not talking to the women and we're not talking to the men. We're actually talking to the couple. We're talking to the men. We're talking to the women. So are you the kind of one that you write your wife down, like I said? Or are you always nagging? Do you nag every time at home that your spouse cannot even say anything? Or what you do is that you just keep nagging? If you're the one that nags at home, you will not be able to have that confidence to talk to you. And that is why you see some men, they actually go outside to start talking to their friends. Even the things they're not even meant to say to friends, because you are not there to listen to them. And it's also vice versa to you. We see some women actually deciding to say, oh, let me start having a man that is a friend outside because, oh, this issue that I'm having is actually a man that can deal with it. But because my husband is nowhere, my husband doesn't listen. When he comes home, he's always tired. And you come home too, you keep doing office work. You get home and you keep doing the same work that you were doing in the office. So there's no time for any romance at home. So the house is always tensed up. So how will the woman be able to come to help you? So because there's no room for any activity that maybe you play, you talk together, you give yourself feedback. So how will the women come in to actually help you? So are you the kind of person that you belittle your wife? Maybe when you're outside, she doesn't have a voice. You just tell her that keep quiet and you belittle her. And when you belittle a woman, you're actually killing the ego in her. And at the end of the day, she will not be able to talk, even when she's meant to step in to give you some advice. But because you've actually told her to keep quiet, that she doesn't have an idea of what is going on. And there's some men, when you're talking, just say, no, you don't have an idea. This is just a man's talk. It's a man's talk, and you want her to help you. How is she going to come in there to help you? Because you've already written her off. You've already belittled her you've already told her that she doesn't have a voice, she should keep quiet. So why do you keep ridiculing your wife? Why? I just want to. I wish lots of men are actually listen to this video. So because somebody have asked me before that is it for women alone? I said no, it's for women and it's also for men. So why do we belittle our lovely wives that God has actually given us? Bring out the potentials in them. Don't run them down. Maybe from the little ideas that she's giving you, it might actually lead to a bigger one. And same vice versa too. And vice versa too. Women, why do we belittle the ideas that the men are giving you? Or you are just believing, you are just saying, oh, you can't understand. It's a woman's word. Let me just take it the way I want to deal with it. Let me do it the way I want to do it. Why do we believe that they can't actually give you any idea? They can't actually give you any opinion. It's all about you. So why don't we come together and share notes? Like I keep saying, your idea, you might be thinking about that, or you might be looking at it from a man's perspective, and the woman too may be looking at it from a woman's perspective. So let's come together and compare notes. Don't let's run ourselves down. That is why, because sometimes we say, oh, the woman is not helping me, I'm the only one doing everything. But you're not voicing out. She does not even know you need help. Because you're just doing everything to yourself. You're not talking to her. You're just saying, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine. And she will actually think you're fine. But in actual fact, you need help. So that is why, and that is what is affecting most homes now. And you just realize there are some homes that the women and the women and the men, they can't even come together to talk together. They can't reason together because they keep blaming one another. And if anything goes wrong, some people, they're like, oh, I don't want to advise him because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, he's going to say I'm the one that is giving, that didn't give him a good advice. So that is why I want to say, what kind of help are you? What are you contributing to your home? Are you the kind of person that your husband is trying to get all the school fees, and you are saying, oh, before we do anything, I'm actually going to buy a new set of clothes? And it's also vice versa to the men. Are the women just sitting down? Because I heard nowadays there are some men that are just sitting down and they're waiting for the women to pay all the school fees. So is that the kind of thing that you're actually doing? Are you waiting for the women to actually do all the things at home? And if you don't have that job now, that doesn't mean the women cannot step into that role. The women can actually step into the role and do it. But what we need to do is that we need to work together. We need to work together. We need to be one another's helper. We don't need to put all the burden on someone. That's why I keep saying that it's better you put everything together and you just understand. But the way it is now, people say, oh, there are different things that work in their homes, which we appreciate that. So what exactly you know it's working at home for you, do it. And women, please don't take your husbands for granted. Maybe he's the kind of one that likes to cook. He's a very good cook. He does everything. But because he knows how to cook, and you're now saying, oh, you're a better cook, why don't you do it? Let him do it when he wants to do it. Because he's helping, that is a good one. For a man to say he wants to help in the kitchen, that must be a very good man. So you too, don't take it for granted. Don't say, but because he knows how to cook. Or anyway, you are home before him and you're still waiting for him to get back from work. But because he's a better cook, you want him to do all the cooking. I think that's going to bring an issue in the home. So let's balance things up. Don't let's leave things to the other person that say, oh, this is not my, it's not my thing. I let him just do it. It's the man's thing. Like I keep saying, in my house, there's nothing that is for the man and there's nothing that's for the woman. We can actually do any choice. We can actually help one another because that's what makes the home really good. And I want to tell the men, I'm actually just begging you, come out and actually help the women, because especially when those children are still very young, house chores are very difficult to do. But when they are growing up, they are better. The house chores are getting better because it's getting easier because the children can also help. But if you just think that, oh, because it's a woman's thing, oh, the woman needs to do the vacuum, it needs to do the laundry, and your children are still very young, it's actually going to be too much for her. Thank you so much for coming on board. Thank you. Thank you. If I don't call because I can't actually see everybody's name, I'll just say thank you. If you thanks for your comment there. It's not just right for we to leave everything for the men to do, and also it's not right for us to leave everything for the women to do, because the woman is going to stress up, and after that day, at the end of the day, during the night, you're not telling her that she should come closer to you. She's not going to come closer because she's already stressed out. So that is why I keep telling the men that we need to help the women. We need to help. So when we hear of the help, when we hear of the word helper or help, so it's not just talking to the women alone, and it's not just talking to the men alone. We need to help one another. We need to help one another. That's why as many as are listening to this video, I'll just encourage us to share this video with our friends, because we're actually saving marriage. I like saying that, because no matter what, we can actually be saving marriage as we're listening to this video. And like, I'll just continue what I'm saying. So some men don't even talk to their wives, like I said. They're too formal, they're too uptight. And when they get home, you want the women to help you. The men don't even know what is going on in your mind. You've had a very busy work you have a very busy day at work. You're meant to come home to relax together, to tell your wife what happened, and you're not talking. And you expect her to know. If you're not talking to her, she's not going to know. And some men prefer to actually talk to their friends instead of coming home to talk to their wives. And I won't blame. There are some women that even when they tell you this happened, you start nagging and you start blaming the husbands. So let's relax, women. And also men, let's relax. Let's come together and let's reason together. Let's help one another so that we can have a better marriage. Let's come together so that we can have a better atmosphere. So at the end of the day, when there's a better atmosphere, we'll be able to have a better home. And our children will be able to see that, oh, marriage is actually sweet. We won't actually be the one to be, we won't be the one to give our children, because I've seen some homes that the children are now saying that, oh, they're not going to get married because, oh, if it's the way that, oh, that is treating mommy, I'm just going to leave everything. And there's some women that they are too busy. If you're they get too busy, they get a house up, and the maid becomes the helper to the man. He helps you with everything. He helps you with your cooking. He helps you even on the bed. Because you will travel for like a week, for a month, and you will leave the house up at home. And at the end of the day, before you know it, something else will happen. So women, we should watch out on that. When it comes to making our spouse food, we should be the one to make our spouse food. Even though the house help might be there to take care of the children, to do whatever, you have it as a duty that I'm going to do this one for my husband, I'll be the one to do it. So let's limit what the house help will do. Don't let's involve them, consign. Don't let our house help become our helper to our spouse. And also it can be vice versa, because there's some women there that they are the one that they have house helper, that they are boys, and at the end of the day they become house helper to their husbands, because their husband is always not around. He has traveled from this place to another place. So when there is issue at home, the woman is always calling the house help, which is the boy. So let us not put those ones. They are there to just help us with some little chores or the other. So don't let's make them our helper, as in helper concerning our spouse. So that's what I mean. So that's what I want to say to our singles that are in the house. Please, singles, marry your friend. Marry someone you can actually relate with. Someone you can actually talk to. That's because from courting, you should be able to know to speak out your mind. To tell your spouse that this is what I don't like. You don't like a particular thing and you're keeping quiet. That is why sometimes, and it keeps boiling down to the same, that is why they don't know when to step in as a helper. Even the men don't know when to help you, because you are a superwoman. You can do everything yourself. I can actually do everything myself. I don't need help. I can do the chores. No, you need to tell them, because to be honest, there are some men that they don't even know. You need to open your mouth and say, please, darling, can you help me with these chores? Please, love, I'm actually getting a bit tired. I need your help. Can you finish up what I've started? It doesn't make you lesser if you actually call the person to help you out. Because we all need one another. So don't do everything. Don't carry everything that you have to do everything yourself. So we need to come out there. We need to help one another. We need to keep relating, like I said. We need to keep relating with one another, because all these things affect our homes. It affects our homes. One thing or the other, if we're tensed up, if we do so many things during the day, there is no way you can participate during the night. It is just the honest truth. So it's not that maybe you're trying to be controlling when it comes to the night, that no, I'm tired, I'm giving excuses. That's the word. But to be honest, you're actually tired, because you've actually done everything yourself. So that is why we need to come out and just say, hello, darling, could you please help me with this? And women, we need to keep up to our games. We need to change some things about ourselves. Don't let just be old style, maybe old school. There's this particular food you keep cooking, you're not adding anything to it. So why don't we spice it up? Those are the kind of things that we need to spice up on our marriage. Those are the kind of things that needs to help us. And women, I just want to tell us that don't rely 100% on the men for the finance of the home. We need to be a financer, so we need to be able to contribute. We need to be able to say, oh, darling, this is how much I can actually contribute. Oh, darling, oh, you're doing this. Let me help with this. Because if you're actually there, you're just taking and taking. At the end of the day, you're just going to be like a piece of furniture at home because you're doing everything. So let us come together. Let us help the men. Don't let's give them everything to do. And also, because I heard nowadays now there are some men that they are waiting to. Don't if there is still any man there that is waiting for the woman to do everything, don't put the burden on the woman alone. So we need to be able to contribute. And I just want to tell the women, I like this Proverbs 31. That's from 10 to 31, but you can read that at home by yourself. But I'll just take from 25th to 27. Like Proverbs 31, 25th. It said, she is clothed with strength and dignity. She has dignity and she laughs without fear of the future. Can you actually laugh and say you're not afraid of tomorrow? Do you have enough in your hand to say, oh, I'm okay. I don't believe I'm a good supporter. I'm a good helper. And in verse 26, it's actually saying, when she speaks, her word is wise and she gives instruction with kindness. Your words that comes out of your mind, of your mouth, is it wise? Do you think before saying anything? Before saying anything to your spouse, do you think about how those words you're speaking to him or to her is going to affect her? There are some men, maybe is that the ego of the men thing, they just talk anyhow to their wives. And at the end of the day, the women they just want to get back at him. And before you know it, it's going to cause a big trouble at home. So why don't you let us speak wisely? So it's not just only the women speaking wisely to the men now. Let the men too respect the women and speak wisely to them. And also, she gives instruction with kindness. What kind of instruction are you giving at home, women? Are you giving instruction with kindness? Even those people you are calling your housemaid, what kind of treatment are you giving them? Because we just hear all over everywhere now that those people are they just come with different ideas, with different notion. But what kind of kindness are you showing to them? What kind of kindness are you even showing to your own husband still? And the verse 28 said, our children stand and bless her. Can your children stand and bless you? The men, are you there for the children to say, oh, that's my daddy? On the children's graduation, you've left everything for the mom. It's the woman that is actually going there to talk to see how everything is going to go well. So where are you? You've gone out, you've gone to look for money. It's all about money. Let us be there to help our spouse out. Don't leave all the burden on our spouse. So I'm not talking about, that's why I keep using the word spouse. I'm not talking about the women alone, and I'm not talking about the men. Because nowadays, different things is happening in different homes. So can your children actually stand and call you blessed? Can your wife praise you? Can your husband praise you? What are the kind of things that is actually going on in your home? Have you really sat down that, okay, fine, this year is going to an end. What are the kind of things that I really want to take on board for next year? What are the kind of things that I want to change? Have you thought of it? Are you the kind of role model you actually want for your children? Or is it that you keep telling your children about, oh, have you seen Mrs. Somebody else? Have you seen Mrs. Somebody? Are you not proud of yourself? Or the men in the house, are you not proud to say, oh, look at the way I behave, look at the way I dress? That takes me back to the kind of dressing that the children are going nowadays. I think that's another topic for another day. That takes me to the kind of dressing. What kind of dress are your children putting on? Clothes. Is it that when you see your children outside, you can actually say, oh, you don't even want, you are with your friends and you can see your child outside. You don't even want your friends to see your children because they are not properly dressed. What kind of things are you actually impacting? What kind of life are you impacting your generation? Are you a blessing to your children? Are you a blessing to your spouse? Is your spouse saying, oh, thank God she's not at home, she has traveled, at least there can be peace at home now? So what kind of thing is actually going on in our home? So I'm not talking only to the women now, I'm talking to the women and talking to the men. Because you realize that marriages are breaking up nowadays. Every single day we keep hearing that there's one divorce or the other that is going on. But because you're not treating your partner very well, you are not being a good helper to your partner. You are leaving all the burden to her. You are leaving all the burden to him. And there is no way, if you're leaving all the burden to that particular person, that person is going to burn out. So it is our time to actually come together, to work together so that we can have a good home. And I just want to, as we're sharing, as we're listening, I want to say we can actually share with our friends. I want to thank you all for actually coming on board to listen to me. So we can share, like I keep saying, that it is important when we share, because we can be saving a marriage, because you never can know. Because we just realize nowadays, it's only little things that triggers home. So it's not even something that is so, you know, in those days, before you hear about a divorce, maybe in about 100, it would be like about 2. But nowadays, in every 100, it's about 80. The percentage is increasing every day. And why is it increasing every day? Because everybody is just being selfish. The men are being selfish. They want to be the man of the house alone. They want to do everything. They don't want to listen to the women. And also the women are being selfish. The women don't want to listen to their husband. They're like, oh, I'm a career woman. You can't tell me that. And I keep telling, we need one another. So, but when it comes to help, we need to help one another to achieve our potentials. What are the things that your husband likes, that you know that he wants to make him happy, and you keep running him down? This is not the time to run him down. This is the time to appreciate him, to encourage him. Even though he has a bigger dream and he doesn't have enough saving to him, to that. Encourage him. And one day, you're going to bring out the giant in him. And what are the kind of things that your wives like to do? And you keep saying, oh, it's not time to start now. You don't even have that time. You don't even have that charisma. Who says she doesn't have that charisma? Why are you running her down? Why don't you encourage her? Encourage her. Those little things goes a long way. Because there is no way a man is actually encouraged. I wouldn't be here. Like I keep saying that. I thank God for my husband. Because without him, I can't actually be doing what I'm doing. Because I remember when I was going to start, it has been my passion all year. But when I was going to start, he encouraged me. Imagine if he didn't encourage me, I won't be here. And the little testimony that we're actually getting, that people are saying, oh, thank you for what you're sharing. Oh, it's been helping our homes. We're getting better. So why don't we bring out the potentials in our spouse? Why do we run our spouse down? Don't let money be the main issue that you quarrel over every time. Money is going to come. And definitely, we came to this life without money. And when we get old, we're going to live without the money. So the long time, because we're not going to die young. So the long time that we actually have, let us encourage our spouse. Let us be good to one another. I just want to keep this video very short. That's why I don't want to take most of our time. I want us to be able to listen to it over and over again. I just feel like continuing, but I want to just keep it very short so that people can listen to it. So I want to thank every one of you for coming on board. Thank you so much, Ifi. Tilewa, thank you. Yesterday, thank you. Osa, thank you very much. I appreciate you. There's some names I can't actually see there, but I just want to say thank you very much. And you can actually share the video with our friends. On YouTube. You can check on YouTube, talk to Auntie Shola. You'll be able to see all the messages I've aired there. Like I said, I'm not just here to entertain. I don't like coming to just I'm entertaining. I'm here to believe that this word will be able to change marriages. That this word will be able to impact generations. So, and at the end of the day, our homes of ourselves will not be found wanting. I just want to thank everyone. I want to appreciate all you, my friends, for all your comments every time. I keep having feedback to say that's a good one. I just say thank you. I appreciate you. Thank Allah for coming on board. I want to appreciate everyone. If you're just coming on board now, you can listen to it again and share the video. We're actually saving marriages as we're doing that. Let's be a good helper to our spouse. Don't let them do it alone. So it's not about just them alone. It's about all of us having a good one. Thank you so much. The Lord bless you. The Lord will keep our home. The Lord will make this week a week of testimony for us all. If you're struggling with anything in your home, why don't you talk to your spouse to say, darling, I'm struggling in this area. Can you help me? Can we do things together? I'm telling you, by the time you start doing things together, things will work out better. Thank you, Marion. I can see you there. By the time you start thinking things, and if you have questions, send your questions to me. You can actually send these through private email, or that's sholarotimi@hotmail.com, or you can send it through my Facebook Messenger, because there are some people they don't want to just come out to say their question, which I understand, because there should be privacy. So whatever that you're doing, keep doing it if it's good. But if you know that it's a bit, it's not good, you can change. There's still room for changes. So the Lord will keep your home. The Lord will keep all our homes. Will not be found wanting. Will continue to be a good helper to our spouse. So it's not just about the women alone helping the men. Also the men helping the women, so that we have a better home. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to see you next week, Sunday, the same time at 7 p.m. UK time. Thank you so much. The Lord bless you. Thank you for coming on board. People are just coming on board. Thank you. You are blessed too. Tenuke, thank you. I appreciate everyone. If I don't call you, sometimes the names would have actually gone without saying. It's not that I'm taking anyone for granted. I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I appreciate you all. God bless you. See you next Sunday. Keep being good and romantic. It's good to be in love. Thank you, and God bless you, and the Lord will keep our home. Bye. See you next Sunday.